Hello, Katy here from followkaty.com. Hello, hello. I'm checking if it's working well. So yes, it is. So here's with me today. Today we're going to talk about what it takes to be an entrepreneur, because a lot of people want to be an entrepreneur, but they can't really. They know what it takes to be one, or what kind of sacrifice you have to do. So I want to just tell you that my next door neighbor decided to cut some trees. So if you hear some noise, I'm sorry. Since this morning I had that, but so that's why I was waiting until they finished. But they're still going on, so I didn't want to wait too long. And then we had thunder as well in the background, so I couldn't go outside. So it's a bit of so, but no excuse. As I always say, you have to do what you have to do, because if you wait, there is always an excuse, and I'm sorry again, oh no. So usually it's only a few seconds. Hi Samuel, very good video, very good live. So what does it take to be an entrepreneur? And I always say that I'm on the floor because I don't want to stay in my room. So what it takes to be an entrepreneur. So first of all, you have to think this way, and that's why it's not for everybody. If you think only about money, it's not going to work out for you. Hi Sean. So you have to think outside this box of making a lot of money. You have to make sure that you think you're passionate of what you're doing. If you pass through, hi Teresa, love your life. So if you pass through getting money and prospecting to make sure that they're on your team, if you pass that, you'll be able to have more success into your business. And that's why it's important that you are passionate of what you're doing, that you want to help people, that you want to make a difference in this life. And being an entrepreneur is not done, and not everybody can do it, because you'll have to make sacrifices. So I did a blog, so I'll put the link on the blog, on the video, so you'll be able to see it. But sometimes you have an idea, and you have this idea, and you're talking to a few people, and some might say, wow, great idea, but you won't be able to do it. Some people might say, don't you forget about it. But you're thinking of this idea, and you really want to do something in your life, and make a difference. But you have so many people in the back saying, you can do it, you can do it. And an entrepreneur will stop listening to this naysayer or these negative people, will just be surrounded with positive people, and then listen to them and say, yes, it's a great idea, you should do it. So if you have this entrepreneurship inside you, you should listen only to positive people. 100% truth in that. When your vision becomes more than just the money, you will become successful, of course. Thank you, Samuel. So that's why it is very important that you don't listen to, most of the time your family try to tell you that you're crazy to start doing that, or okay, it's a great idea, but how you're going to manage that? Maybe you don't have the funds yet. So what you have to do is making sure that you do have plan, and that is so important, that you planify everything, put everything on a piece of paper, what's going to take, how much it's going to cost, everything. If everything is planned, and then you are so driven with what you want to do, you'll be able to achieve so much more than you think. So always, passion is going to be the fuel, because you're going to have some setbacks, and that is definite. You're going to have problems, you're going to have challenges, but as an entrepreneur, and that is what makes a difference between the followers, so sorry for a lot of people, but followers and someone that wants to step out of the box, is you are going to see all these difficulties as an opportunity to change. It's just a challenge. It's not a failure, that you're going to improve yourself, and then you're not going to make the same mistakes. So you have to learn by your mistake. Don't think that these mistakes are going to be part of you, and then you're going to fail, and then you're going to quit. It has to go around the process. Nobody started a business and everything went smoothly. You always have challenges. Becoming an entrepreneur is hard, but it's so worth it. Exactly, because first of all, what I love about me is, you see, my daughter is homeschooled, and we have to go around the schedules. We have to see if the tutors are free when she has classes. She has different trainers, and because life goes on and a lot of people are doing different things, the beauty of being an entrepreneur, I can choose my time, I can bring her to her training, I can collect her. Okay, I'm a taxi mom, but I love what I'm doing. And if I have 1 hour, I can bring my laptop with me, I have my Wi-Fi, and I can work from my car. You're right, you have to believe in yourself. Absolutely, Jaybird. So what you have to do, and as an entrepreneur, because a lot of people wouldn't do that. They would prefer to be going to a job, come back home. And it's not easy to be an entrepreneur because you always think about your business. You always think about new things that you have to do. You have to improve all the time. You have to learn something. And I was just reading that, what's his name? Forgot his name because I put it on my... Warren Buffett, yes. He spent 80% of his day trying to research around his industry, is always learning something. And you have, as an entrepreneur, you need to learn something new every time. If you think you can do your job, learn something, oh, the jigsaw is again. Sorry about that. If you think you can learn a business and do a training, and that's it, you're done, and you can do that for 20 years. That is not an entrepreneur. You can be an entrepreneur and think you have learned something and you're done. So I hope, tell me if you hear it when I talk and when that is on, but I couldn't wait any longer. It's already 3 here. So an entrepreneur will not give up if he has challenges. An entrepreneur will always learn something new. An entrepreneur will have plan, will handle risk differently. If you have problems, or if you see that you might, you need maybe to get some money, or you need maybe to have a loan or something, it will handle risk differently than if you don't have this entrepreneurship into you. There is a term called Kaizen, which means constantly improving. I didn't know this term. Very good. All successful people are always constantly improving. You have to, in order to keep moving forward. Thank you, Samuel. I tell you, Samuel Linebody Morica, I don't know if I said it, is a young entrepreneur, and is so inspiring. It's only 8 months he's in this industry, and I really love, he's so driven, and he helps so many people, and that is what you want around you. You want to have successful people. You have to want young people trying to make a difference, because for so long we were doing our jobs, and that's what we were taught. And that's why I always say that, and it's the same thing for me. For years and years we've been taught different. We've been taught that we have to go to school, go to university, have your degree, find a job, stay in your job 40 years, and have a good retirement, okay? That's the norm. That's what we were taught. But it's what I thought was good before, and that's why a lot of things had changed, and that's why I always wanted to be different, and I'm telling my kids to be different also. That's why my son is an entrepreneur as well, because you have to improve, you have to change. You don't want to be always, followers. You want to make a difference into your life, and that's why it's so important. But as I said, entrepreneurship is not for everybody, because you will have setback, because you'll have to make sacrifices, because you're going to have, if you want to go every weekend away, if you want to go for dinner or lunches, coffee with friends, that is not going to be for you. So you'll have to make sure, because every time I have people contacting me, and what are you doing? And then when I show what I'm doing, and I did actually something on my board, but it's downstairs, and the noise was too much downstairs, but I'll show you in our next live. And I write everything I'm doing every day. And when I show that, we're like, whoa, I can't do that. I say, well, if you want to build a business, you can't work only half an hour a day. and send constantly your links. That is not how it works. You have to improve. You have to do some trainings. Like since this morning I did 3 trainings. I already learned something new that I'm going to bring it to you. So you have to really work. It's not going to be easy thing. But if you have in you an entrepreneur, and especially if you have new ideas, if you want to do something, if you want to, like, I always wanted, I'm a beautician, so I always wanted to have my own project, and I was looking for it. It didn't come like that. I had to research. I had to show my face out there. And that is when someone was like, well, I want to work with her. And that's how I met my partner in Canada. And now we have our project. So it didn't come me staying home watching TV and doing maybe half an hour of my network marketing every day. It just came because I was out there. So as an entrepreneur, not everybody can be an entrepreneur. And that's why I have a lot of people coming to me asking me what I'm doing, and they want to make money. But I said, are you ready to put this effort? Because if you think only making money, you are not going to be able to be a long-term entrepreneur. Okay, maybe you're going to send your links, you'll have a few people buying your stuff, and that's it. They're not going to be here for a long time. So then you're not going to build an empire, because that's what I hope, and I try to do that. And as you said, Samuel, earlier, you do that for your kids. I want to do an empire for my kids. I want to have my spa. I want to give it to my kids. So when I won't be here, they'll have something. Oh, that is again there. Oh, all day long. So that's why when you're an entrepreneur, you have to create habits, and that is so important that you do create your habits. Oh, bonjour Stéphane. You need to have a routine. You need to have to learn. You have to teach others what you're learning. Don't keep it to yourself. You have to share. And once I like the kid, sharing is caring, but every time I say this name, my kids come back to me anyway. So, and especially you have to be confident. If you're confident with what you're doing, you'll be able to achieve so much. But if you are shy and you don't want to get out of your comfort zone, that is going to be hard as well to be an entrepreneur. That's what I wanted to do this video, because a lot of people want to be an entrepreneur. They all want to have their freedom. They want to have, I don't know, not to work. They want to maybe go on holiday all the time, but they are not ready to put the work. They want to stay in the background all the time. They don't want to learn something, because you have to be coachable, and that is very important. You have to learn something new, and you have to be able to even take sometimes and something we don't like. But if someone is telling us, oh, you should do that way instead of that way, some people don't take it right. And that's why every time I prospect even new people and I see something on their wall that I don't like, or that I don't think it's great for them, I wouldn't say that as bad, but I would say that as an advice. But some people don't take this advice right, some people do take it right. And if you do take it right, that means you're coachable, and that means you can change. So a good way to gain more confidence is by telling yourself, what I have is a gift, and it is my duty to share this gift before I believe so strongly that it can be positively impact the life of those, and can I see more around me. Very good, Sam. Very, very good. You're such, at your age, my God, I told you that already, if I had started at your age, well, I would have had my empire now. But life, you know. But anyway, so thank you, Sam, for this kind words. It's really, really good, and I'm telling you, you're going to go very far. So what I wanted to say also, you have to get organized, and when you do, you are an entrepreneur, you have to write everything. And this is what I started doing. Every time I do a new task, every time I do something new, and I put what I'm doing, because you'll see, and especially when you're going to maybe do some Facebook ads, what works better for you, what doesn't work. So for example, I see that I have more engagement now, even when I put not only a picture. Before I was putting, for example, only a picture for motivation, inspiration, stuff like that. But now that I put more on it as a description, it works better for me. So you see, you have to change as well the way you're working, because it's not, I mean, if you do that all the time, and if you, the same thing over and over, and doesn't make a difference or it doesn't really work for you, you have to change. If you do the same thing over and it doesn't work, change it. And I see so many people saying, but I send my links 3 times a day and I check. My people are watching it at 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and I send my link. Please stop. They're here, but they don't want to see your links. They want to see what you're doing and they want you to bring them value. They don't want to see a link saying, wow, this watch is beautiful, or this weight loss program is fantastic. They want to know exactly what you're doing, and they want you to build relationship with them. They want to I don't know, to make reports. They don't want you to be constantly sending links, right? So you have to be careful with that. And the last thing is you have to be honest with yourself. And that is something that a lot of people don't do, is they want to do so many things and they're going to invest and they're going to maybe spend €1,000 or dollars or whatever on something and thinking, okay, I'm paying for that. That means I'll be good. I'm going to, you know, to make profit or whatever. But if there is something that if you're not honest with yourself and you can't put the work and you can't really understand, or it's completely out of your league, like I wouldn't say that I can do a website. I did try, but it doesn't work for me. So even if I decide and say, okay, I'm going to go and build this website, it's not going to work out for me. So you have to check what you're good at and what your weakness, because you can pay people to do what you can do, what it doesn't really, or you're wasting time. It's better if you get someone to do the task you can do, because if you start doing stuff that you don't know, you're going to waste your time. And time is money when you are into network marketing. You want to make sure that you do bring value, that you do the stuff you're good at, because if you spend 3 or 4 days trying to build a website and it's not even nice, that is a waste of time and a waste of, you know, bringing value to your people or helping your team or helping other people. So that's why I always say, be honest with yourself. And if you think, so that's why just make sure you think about being an entrepreneur, what it takes, if you're capable of doing it, if you are ready to push yourself, if you're ready to be coachable, and then make the right decision, because it can cost a fortune if you start trying to build a business, trying to do something, and then you spend money on this coach, on that thing, on that training, hoping it's going to be good for you because you spend money. And to be honest, sometimes frustrating, because you think you're going to go through a course and you're going to have a lot of value, and at the end it was just a scam. But be honest with yourself. If you're not ready, and that's why I have a lot of people like that, if you're not ready to put the work, learn, be coachable, you're not going to be a good entrepreneur. So you have to, you know, do something else, or just think about what you're doing or what you want to do exactly, because it's not going to work out. And that's it. I think I said it all. Listening, I just got a phone call, so I hope it didn't stop. Thank you so much. If you want to see my blogs, it's www.followkathy.com. I'm going to put the link because I'm going to put that live on my blog, and then I'll put the link on Facebook and then on the YouTube channel. So, and that's what I was doing, and that's what you can do as well. You can use one video. Usually I try to do a video with my blog, proper video, but with the noise, I said, no, I won't have time. So I have many things to do during the week and I don't want, so that's why I'm going to put this live on my blog. So that's why on one live, you can do a blog and you can put it on YouTube. So that means you have different platforms that are covered with only one thing, or, you know, doing different things. So that is a good way as well. So that's, I was just thinking about it. That's why I'm telling you that. But also, if you want to see, I do blogs for my beautician, and it's riviawellness.blog. Easy peasy. So thank you guys. Listen, I wish you a wonderful day, a wonderful start for the week. Keep smiling and be happy. here it's a bit mad. We have rain, and I hope we have this Maria hurricane now in the Caribbean. I don't think it's going to be coming to us, but we never know. This year is a bit mad. So thank you guys, and I'll see you on my next live. Bye.